and do what I came here to do.
Feels pretty good, right?
Yes.
That feels good. Invigorating, exciting. Well, let's repeat it. I'm ready. Oh, we know it. Okay, together. I'm ready to be what I came here to be and do what I came here to do. I'm ready to do it, right?
Yes.
I'm glad that feels so good because now we're going to tweak it a little bit. Change one word. And you'll say the new repetition. And I want you to stay in touch with how you feel when you say it this way. I am committed to doing what it takes.
I am committed to doing what it takes.
To be what I came here to be.
To be what I came here to be.
And do what I came here to do.
And do what I came here to do.
Okay, there was a little shift in difference. And feel. Did you feel the difference?
Yes.
Because there's such a difference between when we say the word, I'm ready to do something. I'm committed to do something. It just shifts it a whole lot in our minds. It's all around that word, I am committed. And never mind to what. It could be to anything in life. When we use that word, I am committed. So does the word committed bring up stuff for you?
Sure.
Anyone?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah? Okay. I don't know. So before you can even explore the power of committing to who you came here to be and do what you came here to do, it's important to look at this dark side, if it's bringing stuff up, if you will, of commitment. So what is the dark side? What are the shadows in committing? In other words, what the heck are we afraid of? Well, the story might give you some insight. Two men were waiting in line at a fast food restaurant. The first one said to the second, "Why is it so hard for some people to commit?" The second man said, "It's primal. It goes far beyond feeling trapped. It feels like you've quit living, settled into a slow, agonizing, soul-sucking march toward your own death." The first man, wow, that's a lot to consider when trying to decide on which sandwich for what. So back to the question. What is the dark side? What are the shadows in committing? What are we afraid of? Could be these things. Like the guy in the story, commitment can feel like being trapped or boxed in. Could feel obligated. It can feel we've lost all other options and we are surely to miss something better. That's the whole grass is greener on the other side. If we commit to this, there might be something better over there. There will be expectations of me I might not be able to meet. There's no room for spontaneity. Boring, no adventure. That could be one for you. And here's the big one. If I commit to something, what if I fail? I think that might be one of the biggest ones. I don't know. So do you have anything else around commitment? Yes.
Fear of losing your freedom.
Fear of losing your freedom. That's a big one. Anyone else? Okay. Well, here's a really important question to ask yourself. Do you feel some of those when we started talking about commitment? When I just used the word? Did it?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Well, maybe you felt one or two of them, but when you learned that commitment was our theme today, did that bring up anything? Or maybe you didn't even look. So just throw that one out the window. Okay, so it's important. Did you?
Yeah.
When you saw the commitment?
Yeah.
Oh, you look forward to it.
Yeah. To committing to myself, yeah.
To committing to herself, and that's what we're talking about today. This is about being the best that we can be. So it's important that we look at those feelings because they are here and they are real. They are real for us, and they are affecting us at an unconscious level. Whether we know it or not, if we have that in us, if I say I commit to being and doing that which I came here to be and do, and yet I've got fears about commitment all around it, I'm actually going to drive myself away from what I was committing to in the first place. And then we wonder why we can't manifest. These are the kinds of things that are operating in our subconscious. So just touch in for a moment and see what comes up for you. Just within yourself. What is unconscious for you around commitment? So let's just take a moment here to see it, acknowledge it, accept it, and that's okay, no judgment around it, and then take a deep breath, to love it. Did you know that you can't fully release what we don't love? Isn't that interesting? Isn't that a nice concept? So let me say that again now. We can't really release what we don't love. And what does loving it mean?
Accepting it.
It means finding the good in whatever took place. Finding the good. Because if it's all God, then it's all good. Right?
Right.
It's all good, it's all God. So loving it means finding the good in it. You don't have to have this overwhelming feeling of like, that we sometimes conjure up with love. That's a whole nother talk. But just accepting it and finding what could I learn, what is the good here. So today I want you to feel into your discomfort around that word commitment. See it, acknowledge it, accept it, and then move to a loving place around it. And if you need help with that, if you ever need help in any of these things, contact a practitioner. That's why we have them. They will do a session around that for you to bring clarity into your life. In the words of Dr. Michael Beckwith in the 40-Day Mind Fast Soul Feast, he wrote, "When you commit to discovering and expressing your faculty of divine creativity, what emerges is living and expressing from a deeper dimension of your being. This is real aliveness." So then we go to the next point, and that is what we are wanting to commit to today. I am wanting us to commit to living and expressing from the deepest dimension of our being. I am wanting us to really feel, really truly feel alive through the commitment, to be the best that we can be, to do what we really came here to do, to touch within. What is it that I came here to do? We had a fabulous long workshop yesterday in the foundations class that was absolutely fabulous. And we really got into all of the people here. Was it fabulous?
Yes.
Yes. My intention for the day was to have fun, and may I say that it manifested. We had fun discussing prayer for 5.5 hours. But we moved. Oh, no, we had fun. We partied.
It was awesome.
In a very spiritual party way. So, but the thing is, we got into what is it that my soul is aching for me to do, and come forth with that. So I'm inviting you to make that commitment and to move yourself forward. What is it that I am to do? It could be a small thing because we never know where it's going to lead. What is your heart singing for you to do? Follow that. Take the action. We must take action. Sometimes people leave that out of spirituality. It's vital. It's vital. So, even if we don't know what it truly means to be here and do exactly what we are supposed to do, make the commitment to move yourself forward. It's so important. It's so important. It's a stand that comes out of a commitment that moves us forward. Once we do commit to something, and that's why you got to heal and accept all of the feelings around that word commitment, then we move forward, and then providence moves in that direction also. So here's a little hint about who you came here to be. Maybe you can recognize this quote. It's all about the perfection that we talk about, and sometimes we probably don't feel so perfect. But here's a beautiful reading. Our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It is our light, not our darkness, that most frightens us. We ask ourselves, who am I to be brilliant, gorgeous, talented, fabulous? Actually, who are you not to be? You are a child of God. Your playing small does not serve the world. There is nothing enlightened about shrinking so that other people won't feel insecure around you. We are all meant to shine, as children do. We were born to make manifest the glory of God that is within us. It's not just in some of us. It is in everyone. And as we let our own light shine, we unconsciously give others permission to do the same. As we are liberated from our own fear, our presence automatically liberates others. Who said that?
Marianne Williams.
Thank you. From which book?
Return to Love.
Thank you. Excellent. Yes. We're here to shine our lights. We are here to shine our lights. Really. And brilliantly, fully, completely, to be the truth of who we are. We are each one individualized, but someone along the road has told us to play it small, to hide your light, to cover it up. And we're here this morning to say, let it shine out. Be who you truly are. Allow the love within you to express. God needs to express through you. Doesn't need it, but God does express through you. Through your hands and your feet. Through your eyes and your arms and your heart. This divine love expresses through you. There is only one mind. That's God's mind. That's my mind now. Well, are you using it? It's God expressing through you. God is expressing through you. Are you allowing it? That's the question. This is who we are, and this is who we came here to be. Brilliant lights of the divine. And here's a news flash. It's important, so listen up. And if someone's dozing off next to you, nudge them nicely. And say, listen, this is really important. This is it. You are not your history. Your potential is not found in your past. You do not have to create your future based on your history. But you will if you go on automatic pilot. So that's why we talk about awareness so much. We must wake up and consciously use our thinking, use our emotions, notice it. Through the noticing, through the awareness, that's where the healing takes place. That's where it takes place. No matter what you've done in the past, it means nothing to your future, truly. Oh, what's been done to you? If it's been done to you, that's still being in that victim consciousness, and it's time to raise up out of that and shine our light and be the powerful beings that we are. Somebody in our workshop yesterday was talking about, we did a sculpture exercise, and they were talking about being a powerful being. That's what they envisioned in their lives. And after the whole exercise, not only was she a powerful being, but she was even taller, bigger. So even more beauty. God is power. We are power. So because of what was articulated in one of this morning's quotes from W.H. Murray's book, The Scottish Himalayan Expedition.
Okay, we got that one.
I'll ask you next week. We'll see how many remember it. I'll have to write it down.
He's writing it down right now.
Okay, the Mary will remember. She's our A+ student, right? So I want to read this from his book. And because it's so important, it's so beautiful. It goes right with Marianne Williamson's quote, her reading. He writes, "But when I said that nothing had been done, I erred on one important matter. We had definitely committed ourselves and were halfway out of our ruts. We had put down our passage money, booked a sailing to Bombay. This may sound too simple, but it is great in consequence. Until one is committed, there is hesitancy, the chance to draw back, always ineffectiveness concerning all acts of initiative and creation. There is one elementary truth, the ignorance of which kills countless ideas and splendid plans, that the moment one definitely commits oneself, then Providence too moves. A whole stream of events issue from the decision, raising in one's favor all manner of unforeseen incidences, meetings, material assistance, which no man could have dreamt would have come his way. I learned," he says, "a deep respect for one of Goethe's couplets. Whatever you can do or dream you can, begin it. Boldness has genius, power, and magic in it." If you were here last week, you heard Reverend Sonny's story. How she was such a successful Mary Kay salesperson in her 20s. She had that pink Cadillac. She had the big pink car. She had like 500 people working under her. And then she got into a car accident. And something told her, which we know what that something is, it's always spirit, sell everything you own. Sell it all, the car, the big house, all the closets filled with clothes, because she told me she had tons of clothes, and pack a 40-pound suitcase and go to Europe. She did that for 3 years. Do you think she mapped out those 3 years? She listened to that something within her, that God self within her that says, you need to shine. You need to find your gifts, which she did. She studied for many different things, but she studied 2 years in London to be a life coach, of which in the 70s there weren't, she'd never heard of one in this country. So she found something by stepping out and taking the action and following her dream. And I know that we all have stories like that. We all have stories like that. When we listen, the universe does. It rushes in to provide all the hows, all the whats. All we have to do is set our intention. Set a strong intention. And know within you that God will always provide. And there you have it, my friend. We call forth providence through the power of our commitment. But first, we must make that decision. We have to commit to our decision. It's like Mary's story. She decided she was going. Mary Ann had already booked the trip. It was already in place. So there was very little time for Mary to have her hesitancy pop up, which it probably would have. So we are supported by this power for good all of the time. So your mission this week, if you so choose to accept it, is first be with yourself around that whole concept of commitment. Love it, accept it. Find out what was good in that old belief. Because there's an old belief around a word. Something that fear is in there. And so it's healing the fear so that we can be in peace, that we can feel the love of the divine. And second is to touch in with yourself through your, preferably through your spiritual practice this week. Deepen into who you are. Ask in meditation, who am I? I remember years ago I said, I want to be a beneficial presence. I had no idea what that meant. No idea. Still learning. Still learning. But I'm telling you and I would say it over and over again, just because I didn't know who I was, what gifts I truly had. And so, by listening, by making that statement, well, the universe kept showing me kept showing me what a beneficial presence was. So first we got to tap into what is it that I want to express in the world. And the divine mind will show us how. So I look forward to being with you on this journey. I will be doing this week even further in my meditation. And I know it will be glorious. I know it will be glorious for each and every one of us. And so I just want to say I can see in each one a beautiful, beautiful, sparkling, shining light. And just express it, shine it, radiate it, be who you came here to be. The heck with everyone else. So it is.
And so it is.